Red 2 standing by, all for lit and in the green. Welcome back to The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. We have been pretty busy. As you will see, I have all 4 bottles. I also have the golden scale, which will enable us to get a heart piece if I can be bothered. Because you can cheese it. I'll get down there eventually. How many... might be worth doing. But we are going to head back to being a kid. But first I'll show you exactly how I got everything. Take it away, past me! The first Po on my additional list appears near the little river to the west of the castle entry. To make it easier on yourself in future, once you fire the first shot, get out of in-head and recalibrate. You'll have an easier time then. I don't think they disappear, thankfully, but you'll see where you need to go to actually catch the big Poes in this little adventure. Some were a bit harder to get than others. Next one, just by the sign, just south of the entrance to Hyrule Castle. Pretty easy to get, in all fairness. Didn't take me long at all. Thankfully, early on, I was a reasonable shot, but that didn't last. This one's a pain in the butt to get, but this way is the easiest way to trigger it. Once you go under that arch, it appears, and be careful because you'll tend to run right into the edge of the river. The next one, by the tree in front of Lon Lon Ranch, I decided to go into Stormtrooper mode and just wing it. Thankfully, I hit it because it runs away from you. There's another one not too far from here, just by the curve in the stone wall. Chase it down, put a couple of arrows into it, and you've got another Po. Easy enough, but it can be a little bit fiddly to trigger. It's best to ride below. This one is a pain in the butt to get. There are 2 close by, but if you go near the tree, just near Gerudo Valley, make sure you aim your shots well and you'll get this one. The other one just nearby requires you to go closer to the fork in the road towards Gerudo Valley. The Po tends to run away very quickly, and as you can see, it took me a lot of chasing to actually try and bring this one down. There was a very, very serious chase because they will disappear if they run far enough away, but thankfully I was incredibly stubborn. I pursued the ghost with relentless fervour because this one took several minutes to get and I was sick to death of having to chase it down, feathered it, and finally reeled it in. Near the second one I found is this little clump of bushes, so you can ride through that and shoot the Po down. Going back out of in-head to recalibrate my movement was a lot easier. And then we can head off to the mysterious Po salesman. Or Po collector, sorry. We wind up getting 50 rupees. I spent a lot of money on arrows, in all fairness, and I bought a few other things along the way. But now that we get 1,000 points on our card, we are praised as a genuine ghost hunter. Luigi would be really proud of us. There is something about green and ghost hunting, I guess. And we don't find any more big Poes. They don't appear once you've caught them. And then we get our reward. And in all fairness, given how awkward and irritating this can be, it's almost not worth it. But it came in very handy. And then we went back to do the fishing minigame just because I could. After losing the 15-pound fish once and catching a 13-pound fish, we got into an epic battle with the big fish, and reeling it in was quite the fight. Now, I did actually learn a little bit more about the fishing game. I think I've explained it in some of the commentary for upcoming episodes. but it is apparently based a bit more on real life fishing. You've got to actually put some slack on the line when the fish jumps out of the water like that. It kind of works like Link's Awakening in that sense, but you've got to occasionally let the line go slack, it seems. Let it rest, pull the fish out of the water, and have that test of patience and careful mindset that you do need. It's almost a bit zen, really. And I don't have that mindset. But this was a fight. This was a heck of a fight. I thought, okay, I'll cheese this. I'll drop the line short, and I'll stand on land so that the fish will be easier to bring in. Well, as you are about to see, no. I was wrong. The damn thing has incredible vigor for something that can't actually respirate in atmosphere and requires water going over its gills. This thing had a heck of a lot of fight. It's right there, right in front of me, flopping around wildly, and it just refused to actually give up and let me catch it. So overall, it took me a little bit under 2 minutes to actually reel this fish in. Half of it was pulling the damn thing around on the ground. So okay, I've got a bit more of an appreciation for the fishing game, how it works, and the love that was put into it. It doesn't change the fact that it's a bit janky. I understand it better, I still think it's janky, but it's interesting to actually get other people's perspectives on it. So, we kept our fish, we let the 13-pound fish go, and we ran around to get our reward, which, as you will see in episode 24, totally isn't worth it. And I was pretty ready to vent my frustration. In all fairness, we got our lunker, and we will eventually get the golden scale, an optional and actually totally useless item if you know some glitches. I also wound up stealing the fishing guy's hat, and you can actually go out and fish with his hat hooked on your line. I mean, it's a pain in the butt, because it doesn't really go very far. It's not aerodynamic. What do you expect? But I gave him his hat back. Eventually. Thank you for that. So we did put the truncated version in, and let's rewind time and go back to being a kid, because there's plenty we can do now. We can head to Kakariko Village if we want, but it might be worth taking a detour down to Zora's River, because we've got 2 heart pieces, and probably one of the most annoying ones is coming up. The froggish tenors. You have to basically do an upgraded version of that minigame where you played the music for the Skull Kids, but you have very limited time to actually hit the buttons. Ah, it is nighttime. Well, I'd better actually make it daytime so that we can head on out. Everything is much more peaceful. So yeah, there was some shenanigans going on when it came to the Poe side quest. That one is a bit of a pain, but I at least got it done. I don't know if you actually can do anything with big Poes as far as that's concerned. To be honest, I'm not really sure. I mean, well, I know you can do things with big Poes, but with regular Poes, what can you do with them? I'm not willing to find out. But we'll get there eventually. So once again, it's off through Hyrule Field. Back onto adventure. And it's always a lot of fun just mucking around with this, really, just going through everything and experiencing what there is to do. It's been a heck of a lot of fun still. There's plenty to do, but a lot of it does need you to actually be an adult. We do have some important things to do as a kid, but it's kind of a little disappointing that they don't use it as much unless you're going for 100%. Like, you have to switch back to being a kid to do the bottom of the well. And that's the only mandatory bit. Well, the first of 2 mandatory bits. Then you wind up doing the Spirit Temple, which is amazing. And easily one of the best dungeons in the entire series. But there's not a huge amount that's different. There's the Octorok. We'll probably run into a few more of those later on. And there's a Tektite, but don't need to worry about that. Just run into a Tektite anyway. Oh well, looks like we have come. You want to come at me? Fine. Get here slowly. Oh, those take 4 hits. I thought it was 3. Oh, well. Well, we got rid of it anyway, and we can go over here onto this log. Navi will guide us there, and she'll actually give us a prompt. Some frogs are looking at you from underwater. Now, we have to play, we finally have them, all 6 of those Ocarina songs as shown by the white note. First one. Play the Song of Storms and this gets you a heart piece. Nice and easy. Wow, that melody is so cool. Ribbit. Singing in the rain. Oh, what a feeling. Ribbit. Please take this as a token of our froggish gratitude. Ribbit. Alright, see you. Ribbit. Now we have to play all the other Ocarina songs to get them to grow up and play the Heart and Peace game. Hoo boy, let's get to it. Oh, wait a minute. They give us rupees as a reward. Crap. How much? For the Ocarina Well. That melody is so fine. We all should practice it. Take rupees as a souvenir. If you come up with another nice melody, please drop by and play it. Rightio. How much? Okay, they give you 50 rupees each time. I'm going to have to spend a bit of money. Or else I'll be wasting that a little bit, in all fairness. But then again, if I leave the area, do they revert to normal? I don't think I can risk it. Or do I just wind up going and buying some beans? Oh dear, decisions, decisions, decisions. So, you just get more rupees. And eventually you'll be able to get them all to big size and be able to play the minigame. But it's a real pain in the butt because you have to be very quick and work out which one the fly is above the head of so that you can press the buttons. Oh, there we go. Interestingly, you don't actually use C up, so that dude in the back is just sort of sitting there going, hey guys, can I have some food? I haven't got to eat anything. Why did you steal all the bugs, guys? I'm really peeved with you. I'm gonna shank you all in your sleep. Okay, so that was slightly embarrassing because I keep thinking too many steps ahead, but we've completed what we can do here. I think the next step for me is going into Kakariko Village, but we do also need to go into Death Mountain and plant that bean. Oh, 20 bucks, nice. Because that will help me when I finally get around to the side quest for finishing off the big Goron sword. We can buy the Giant's Knife. Now, there's a question. What happens if you buy the Giant's Knife and then get the big Goron sword? That is something I'm legitimately curious about. I'm gonna have to investigate that, because the Giant's Knife is a bootleg and it winds up breaking really easily. So, yeah, I'm honestly kind of curious. Now, if I... Yep, shortcut, very nice. Yeah, I'm really, really curious about that. We can wind up doing something in the castle as well. Navi is still annoying us. Not being very vocal about it, but being very annoying. So we'll quickly head up to Death Mountain, and then we can actually do everything we're supposed to in Kakariko Village, because we needed the Song of Storms. Which winds up being a paradox, of course. How on earth did we wind up teaching ourselves the song? It's one of those weird things. And yeah, the bottom of the well is going to be kind of interesting. It's a neat little mini dungeon. But I think the ice cavern winds up with a map and a compass. It is pretty cool you've got some of those. Interestingly, your warp songs only work in places where you actually can play warp... The warp songs only work in places where you already have a map available to you. So if you can pick up a dungeon map, it will let you play warp songs. And certain locations where you can warp to them, because I don't think there's a map for the Temple of Time. However, places like the Gerudo's Fortress and Gerudo's Training Grounds do not actually have any map, so you can't use warp songs there. Rightio. I bought 3 beans. No, wait, I planted one, didn't I? Yeah, that's right, I planted one. Yeah, so I planted one of those beans because I needed to do that in order to actually get a gold skull sword. It's a little annoying there's just that. Now, there's a grotto in near Goron City that we can open with the Song of Storms, but I think it's just money. So I'm really not that fussed about it, in all fairness. But it's heading towards nighttime. Let's go and annoy Guru Guru at the windmill. Is the shop open? Now, we might be able to buy some things. Depends on what's here, honestly. Nobody! Great! Hello, slacking off carpenter. A job where you can make a lot of money without much effort. The only thing I can think of is thievery. Is that a bad idea? Yeah, I think that's a bad idea. I mean, let's face it, everybody wants to get their money for nothing and their chicks for free, but... My little boy isn't... Wait. Oh. It must be considered nighttime. Just. Well, let's at least go and annoy Guru Guru. So, you will notice that I've actually got something in a bottle. That is blue fire, because I kind of needed it. I wanted to blow some money from the Poe side quest, because you get $50 each time you bring in a big Poe. So we did do pretty well, but Blue Fire will let me defrost King Zora straight off the bat. Because I need him defrosted for the side quest, and I don't want to go through the ice cavern just to have to defrost it. Now, here's a really fun thing. When the music speeds up, that's not an inherent property of the Song of Storms. If you have the randomizer option to shuffle the music, whatever music is being played here will end up speeding up too. So this is the moment that wound up teaching us, allowing us to learn the Song of Storms as an adult. Because we learn the Song of Storms as an adult, then we go back and play the Song of Storms as a kid, so the Guru Guru can teach us the Song of Storms as an adult, and And let's get... Does Link have a custom idle animation? He's cold. Rightio, so he's probably cold in this area because it's connected to Dunpei's grave, which is very cold. So we'd probably better climb down there. So we're going into the Well of Three Features. Well, 3 holes in the ground, haha. But down we go into our little mini dungeon. An area that is designed to be sinister and frightening. The bottom of the well is Shadow Temple Light. So we can't get in here as an adult. It shares the Shadow Temple's music, which really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What on earth was here? What sort of sinister things is Kakariko Village hiding? So there is a Skulltula. Alrighty, so we have to wait for it to turn around. And we can stun it and defeat it. Easy enough. Now, if we talk to this, Navi says, I can hear the spirits whispering in this room. Look for the Eye of Truth. That's what they are saying. Yep, this is where you find the Lens of Truth in this game. We'll learn all about fake walls. Now, you don't need to do everything in this dungeon. The only thing you actually need to do is defeat Dead Hand for the Lens of Truth. But that would be boring. We need to go through here to find Skulltulas. Rustle up your courage, Lunk. Oh, that... Okay. Alright, so there is a chest. We got Bombchu. Well, I'll take Bombchu. So, there are many, many supernatural secrets, but what we will need first off is the Lens of Truth. There are plenty of little secrets hidden in the walls. And lots of enemies around the place too. So we get this, which is... Oh, this one does have keys! Okay, so Young Link's main dungeons do actually... So, yeah, there's kind of an inverse. I don't think the Ice Cavern requires keys. But... Yeah, I don't think the Ice Cavern requires keys, making it the only adult Link dungeon that actually does. But this one doesn't. This one does require keys. The only Kid Link dungeon that does. What we do want to do first off, though, is go over here and play Zelda's Lullaby. It really does make you wonder though. Because I've been thinking about it. I was talking about how effective I felt the forest temple was at being just unusual and unsettling. But there's enough to just sort of make you wonder where this dungeon is concerned too. Because it's like, what exactly went on? Oh, Skulltula. That's what went on. Well... Okay. Okay, this wall, it says something here. Danger above. I like that. Then you immediately run into the Skulltula. Nice. So we can go back to the start of the dungeon now if we want to get the Lens of Truth, which we really do. And that will show us where everything is, where what we seek is lurking. So we drop down here, and there's a little crawl space. We'll wind up taking on probably one of the most horrifying entities in the Zelda series, and... yeah, when you actually start to think about it, the Shadow Temple and the bottom of the well are just outright horrifying as well, because they give you a look into a Hyrule that we don't get to see. It's like, what happened? What sort of terrible things occurred to make this place necessary? What is behind the dark secrets? Okay, we mash. And the dead hand will close in on us. Wait for it to lower its head. And hit it with some sticks. Before it tries to bite us. We don't know what on earth this thing is. It's just some sort of strange abomination. Moving in that... wait, hang on. Moving in that strange, creepy fashion with its long, twisted neck. It's like, what would cause such a thing to be? You can cut these hands down with the right range. But it's just, what is it? What sort of place is it that would result in the creation of such a monstrosity? And sort of the... man, it's got some durability on it. Just that bizarre look, like decaying flesh. Everything seems like decaying flesh. It's... what sort of place houses such a thing? What other strange abominations are in the darkness down here? And its neck just outright snaps when you kill it, and it's twitching. You know that there are so many dark secrets, but what happened in Hyrule's past, in the distant past, that necessitated such things? Now, I think there's 200 rupees in here, so I don't want that yet. But now we have the Lens of Truth. Set it to the C buttons and press the C buttons to look through it. Mysterious things are hidden everywhere. Be sure to try to use it outside of the well. Seeing the truth will cost magic power. Yeah, it's... like, it's probably... you start to think about the implications and it's just, yeah, this place is... it is sinister. all of the implications combine so well to make this a genuinely unsettling place too, for different reasons than the Forest Temple. Because your entire country is sitting on just an entire... It's sitting on a nightmare. It's sitting on a terrifying history. It's like, what else is hidden in the darkness? What sinister secrets are being kept away from the world? So we can go through here. And I mean, you look at that. That thing there, that's a saltier. That's a torture device. There's blood underneath it, for heaven's sake. And the mandatory Wall Master. Oh, it's disappeared. So there's nothing in the floor, but you... They said that this place was... Where the well once stood was the house of a man who could see the truth, but it's like, what is this? Because this can't just be somebody's house. The place is... It's a torture chamber. I mean, and those doors, they look like very stereotypical prison cell doors. It is implied that the Shadow Temple was a prison of some kind. You can... The platform's along the edge, by the way. But, like, what is going on? What sort of terrible things actually did happen? What really is the history of Hyrule? Because we know that there was a terrible civil war that raged prior to the events of this game. The king has only really unified the country within the time span of Link's life. So there's something unsettling about this country. And the bottom of the well and the Shadow Temple are perfect demonstrations of that. So, Navi, do you have to tell me every time I saw the Wall Master? I know what I'm doing. And she switched the lens of truth off, so you can't jump over that. Let's get out of here for a little bit. So if we go this way, we can actually get to another key. If I remember correctly. What's this? Money? Recovery heart, okay. So we can get another key in this room, and I'm going to have to switch to my Hylian shield. Probably want to wind up wrapping up the episode after this one. There are fire keys in here. And there are Gibdos. Now, can I set the Gibdos on fire? Because, now, let's see. I don't think there's a Skulltula in here. Oh yeah, I can go back to the graveyard once I've accessed... Once I've done this. Because I've got access to Din's fire. Okay. Let me give this a shot with something else. Okay. Sorry. I think we broke the cutscene scripting. So we lit some torches. Oh, and they open. So they open usually to reveal enemies. Game! I think I broke the game. I think the game... I broke the game. I'm getting screamed at. Why is the Gibdo up there? Okay, so I got my answer at the very least. Action shot. Okay, so I at least got my answer. The Gibdos... Is it this one? Don't jump over it, please. I got my answer. Gibdos don't burn away. Or at least, Gibdos don't have their wrappings burn away in this game. Because if you wind up burning away their wrappings in some Zelda games, they will actually become re-deads, or in other occasions, stealthos. Now, one of these does have a key. One of them has another Gibdo. Right, that's got bats. One of them's got a key in there, and I can't remember which one it is. We've got a lot of cutscenes going at once. I think I nearly broke the game trying to organize it. Okay, oh. Okay, so that's cleared out most of the keys. Might have to kill a reader to try and... There's the key. That's what I'm looking for. We mostly need the keys to get the Skulltulas. Now, that... I need to kill one of the Gibdos to get my magic back. There was one over here, was it? Where is it? Where did it go, anyway? Where did that other Gibdo end up? Did it burn to death or something? So there should be two. I think the Gibdo burned. Okay. Well, I'll finish this one off and we can go on to the next one. Thank you very much for joining me. Till next time, this is Red 2, returning to base. Oh god, that's still moving. I didn't realize that was still moving. I don't think I've ever been more annoyed to be rich in my entire life. We got there's $100 under my house? You must be hardened with fire. You ruined my line.